Invite His Excellency, the Deputy President, join us at the front to witness the signing ceremony. Give them a round of applause. Let's give them another round of applause. This is a historic moment.
I request that we all kindly take our seats, distinguished guests. Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. The
signing ceremony, but before we do so, I would like to request, with great humility, His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
New opportunities for Kenya's businesses, as I said, to scale up and to create good jobs. And for us, it is a precious contribution to our diversification strategy. For the European Union, it is very important to strengthen our supply chains and diversify them with trusted, like-minded partners. And Kenya is a trusted, like-minded partner. So we are deepening trade ties and we are building up our own economic resilience. So this economic partnership agreement is a win-win situation on both sides. Very important for us is also that whatever cooperation and trade we have together, that, as you've said, there's added value and creation of jobs locally. This is very important, that the raw product is not extracted and taken outside the country, but that the added value is created here, that the supply chain is built here to create good jobs locally. I think this is a new approach, but a very important one. Then, as you said, President Ruto, the agreement is open to the other states of the Eastern African community. And this makes Kenya a trendsetter, a pioneer. You're showing how to move forward. We encourage the other Eastern African countries to join this economic partnership agreement. They can only benefit from the regional integration. And of course, it is here in the region important also amongst yourselves to open the markets. And finally, this agreement also mirrors our shared values. It includes provisions on labor rights and on gender equality, and the most ambitious provisions on climate and environment that we have ever had in a trade agreement with an African country. Why was this possible? It is possible because Kenya is a champion what protection of climate and environment is concerned. And this is a domain where Kenya leads by example. I was here in September for the Africa Climate Summit, and you really made Africa's voice heard and you set the tone. I will never forget how strongly you advocated that you are part of the solution. It perfectly paved the way for successful COP28. And this is also your success, dear President. I want to thank you for that, for your determination and your strong stance on that one. And on this basis, we want to go a step further. So we invite you to start working with us on a green partnership between the European Union and Kenya. There's so much to identify and good policy experiences and best practices to share and to make the green transition a success at the scale of our continents. To conclude, I want to thank you personally again, dear President, for hosting me here in Nairobi. With our economic partnership agreement, we are opening a new chapter in our very strong relationship. Now, our efforts should be focused on implementation. We have to deliver for the people, and I'm looking forward to working with you very closely on that. Many thanks.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, Madam Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I also extend my greetings to you. Good morning. I am honored to join you on this auspicious occasion for the signing of the Kenya-European Union Economic Partnership Agreement. This ceremony marks an important milestone in the Kenya-European Union strategic dialogue that was launched in June 2021. It marks a significant step in the two-year negotiation process and cements the long-standing friendship between our two nations or regions. The European Union is Kenya's second-largest export market. The signing of the European Union EPA opens up opportunities of increased market access and diversification of Kenya's exports to the European Union, particularly horticultural products. I also note that this trade deal includes substantial development and cooperation elements with a focus on sustainable provisions. These include climate action, environmental protection, and labor rights, amongst others. It will therefore be a catalyst for sustainable economic growth. Finally, allow me to appreciate the Kenya-European Union collaboration and look forward to the ratification of this promising agreement. I am confident that its implementation will contribute to the realization of our President's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Asante sana.
I have the immense honor of welcoming you all to Nairobi for this very important event. More particularly, I take this opportunity to welcome our great friend, and as a people and a nation, Her Excellency Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, together with her entire delegation who have traveled to Kenya to witness the signing of the Kenya-EU Economic Partnership Agreement. This highly positive, historic, and transformative development is the culmination of highly committed engagements anchored by long-standing cordial ties between Kenya and the 27 countries which form the EU, both jointly and severally. This salient feature of these ties include such shared values and common multilateral objectives as a strong commitment to democracy and rule of law, respect for human rights, peace and security, as well as combating climate change. Under these conditions, our trade, investment, and people-to-people relations have ensured that our ties have inevitably grown stronger and closer and flourished over time. Our presence here has been made possible by years of consistent work towards the establishment of a permanent mechanism to underpin trade and investment and transform our mutually beneficial relations, broaden two-way trade, establish new investments, and add value to the items currently being traded between Kenya and the European Union. At the core of this arrangement is our aspiration to put real money into the pockets of ordinary people, farmers, craftsmen and women, fabricators, transporters, various other kinds of workers who contribute to the manufacturing, intercontinental transport, and last-mile delivery to consumers of various products that are a subject of the signing of this agreement today. Today, therefore, is a great day for the hard-working people who often make their contribution to job creation, innovation, and value addition through micro, small, and medium enterprises and small businesses. I am talking about the unassuming lady in Kieni who rises every day without fail to tend to her little shamba of snow peas, which eventually cross seas and find their way to European dinner tables, or the many workers whose labor produce globally competitive buckets of fresh flowers, or the mango and avocado growers whose patient toil over the years have enabled us to deliver very high quality fruits to Europe and the world. It is the interests, aspirations, hopes, and dreams of these and many others that have inspired the exemplary dedication of our capable negotiating teams to remain determined to proceed beyond the Kenya-European strategic dialogue to the successful delivery of this economic partnership agreement. There is no doubt that trade in goods is very important for investors in our markets. However, trade in services is equally vital, as I commend the two negotiating teams led by Madam Dora Correa for the EU and Alfred Kombudo for Kenya. I encourage them to remain committed to negotiating a future agreement that will open up trade in services between markets in Europe and Kenya and enable various types of professionals, engineers, doctors, nurses, environmental technicians, clinical technicians, accountants, the performing art like music and theater, as well as many other services to serve a freer and a bigger market. This ceremony is important because we have successfully negotiated a framework for the delivery of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda by connecting our hard-working workers and entrepreneurs with transformative opportunities in one of Kenya's biggest export markets, which accounts for 21% of our country's total exports, worth $1.4 billion, or close to 200 billion Kenya shillings. In the agreement, Kenya and the EU have committed to advance their mutual trade, investment, and economic cooperation objectives sustainably through the implementation of a strong joint environmental agenda. Through the agreement, therefore, Kenya has found a like-minded partner equally committed to the transition into a green economy and towards that end to pursue sustainable trade. I am therefore proud to be here today to witness this historic milestone in our journey of national economic transformation. It is clear now, more than ever, that the future holds greater promise than was understood previously, and that agreements like this go a long way to define our promise as a nation. Madam President and your delegation, we are immensely, immensely grateful that you have taken time during this holiday season to come in person to witness this agreement, and it speaks volumes of your commitment and the value Europe attaches to this agreement. And I want to tell you that we too immensely value the relationship between Kenya and Europe.